Dios, mi alma se llenó de amargura. En otras palabras, este hombre era cantante, pero aunque cantaba, por dentro él ya no sentía una conexión con Dios. Él ya no sentía ese amor. Elevaba cánticos y la gente posiblemente lo mandaba a llamar. Vamos a decir que era un cantante donde él iba a diferentes iglesias y lo invitaban a cantar, y el hombre pues cantaba, tenía una voz hermosa o podía tocar algún instrumento, pero su alma estaba llena de amargura, porque no era feliz, no estaba aceptando el proceso, no estaba aceptando lo que Dios estaba permitiendo en su vida. Decía, se llenó de amargura mi alma y en mi corazón sentía punzadas. Tan torpe era yo que no entendía. Era como una bestia delante de ti, le dice a Dios. Con todo, siempre estuve contigo y me tomaste de la mano derecha. Gloria a Dios. A pesar de que aquel hombre no entendía lo que Dios estaba permitiendo en él, aquel hombre dijo, yo me voy a quedar y yo voy a esperar a ver la salvación de Dios. Y yo te digo en esta hora, hermano, no permitas que el enemigo te turbe de tal manera.
Good morning. This is the Board of Appeals, Town of Hempstead, December 18th, 2024, 9:30 a.m. meeting. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
I do. We see some familiar faces and some unfamiliar faces this morning. Before we get started, I'd like, on behalf of the board, to wish all of you happy and healthy holidays and a happy and healthy new year. Other than that, for those of you who have not yet appeared before the board, the way we conduct the hearings is as follows. We call for adjournments first, if there are any adjournments. If not, we get into the calendar and we'll hear the cases. The proceedings are videotaped. You're free to refer to them in the future. They are archived. We have a court reporter here. We accept all sorts of evidence. We're not bound by the strict rules of evidence as would a court. And we accept emails, letters, whatever you prefer. And if there is any opposition, first we hear the case, then we allow the opposition to make their statements, and then the applicant will sum up and close. Once we close the case, we do not accept any additional evidence, and I think that about covers it. Anything else anyone would like to add? Probably not. Patrick?
Mr. Chairman, I do not have any requests for adjournment for this morning.
Okay.
First, we have case 72624, Elmont, 239, Elmont Operating Corporation, doing business as Burger King Restaurant. Renewal of grant to maintain one double-face illuminated ground sign, overall size 80 square feet, setback 8 feet from property line, also known as 23925 Linden Boulevard.
Anyone here on this case? Come up. Morning. Your name and address, sir?
I'm sorry?
Your name and address.
Yes. Shah Hempstead, address 239-25 Linden Boulevard, Elmont.
Good morning. All right, so this is a renewal of a sign. The building department inspected the premises on October 16th, 2024, and they found that all conditions previously imposed by this board were being complied with. Do you have anything you'd like to add, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? You can go.
Next, we have case 72724, Elmont, Swarnlatha, Paca, renewal of grant to maintain two-family dwelling, also known as 41 Doherty Avenue.
Ms. Packer, if you could you please speak a little louder and closer to the microphone, because this young lady has to take down what you say, and some of the board members don't have very good hearing. Myself included, by the way. Could you please get a little closer?
Yeah, we
I'm
can't
sorry.
hear you.
Can't
It's
really
harder to
hear
hear than you
hear what
think.
you say.
Can you check it, Patrick?
It's on. She just
know.
has a very soft voice.
There's more to it.
Turn up the volume. Turn up the volume. Oh, jeez, I have two dancing girls, one on either side of me. Where are you waiting?
We look
Where
like
did I
elves.
go?
Kid. Let's switch. Something's wrong with that mic. I know she has a soft voice, but there's more.
Hi, good morning. My name is Swarnalata Paka. My address is 41 Doherty Avenue, Elmont, New York. I am here for the renewal.
Given to you to maintain a two-family dwelling. The building department inspected the property on October 7th of 2024, and they found that all the conditions that were previously imposed by this board are still being complied with. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I have inspection, everything completed, CO is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I would just move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed and that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision once we render it, okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you for coming.
Next, we have case
all of you for coming.
72824, Levittown, Michael Cox, renewal of grant to maintain pool and pool equipment not permitted in the front yard on Gray Lane, and 6-foot-high fence forward a dwelling on Gray Lane, and located within clear sight triangle which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 150 Swan Lane.
Morning.
Morning.
Michael Cooks, 150 Swan Lane, Levittown, New York.
Mr. Cooks, you're here on a renewal of a grant to maintain a pool, is that correct?
Correct.
The building department inspected the property on October 7th, 2024, and found that you're still in compliance with all the conditions previously imposed by the board. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, sir?
I also, when they inspected, they gave me this, which I wasn't sure what it was, that I was supposed to call somebody else.
Can you take a peek? Also non-compliance. Something? What is that? I can't even read.
So call that guy.
Yeah. All right, so we stand corrected. Let the record reflect the fact that the the premises was inspected on October 8th and not October 7th of 2024.
And also, Stephanie, let the record reflect that what the applicant has provided is a carbon copy of a note made by the inspector at the time of the inspection for the renewal, in which the inspector noted that there is a permit that needs to be closed, and that the closing of that permit will need to be done via an inspector other than the inspector who was coming out for the renewal. So that phone number that was provided by the
Okay.
inspector on the notice, call that, and your goal will be to get whatever needs to be done, including an inspection to close out some open permit, the number of which was noted on there.
Okay.
Then I guess you don't have to tell them that, Christina. Okay. Any other comments or questions from the board?
No,
A
that was it.
motion.
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Thank you. Have a
opposed?
nice day.
Thank you.
Next, we have cases 72924 through 73024, near Island Park, Austin Realty Corporation. Renewal of grants, maintain one menu board sign not permitted in conjunction with drive-through window, maintain one double-face illuminated detached ground sign, overall size 108 square feet, 54 square feet per side, clearance 6 feet from bottom of sign to top of wooden planter, 3 feet to the ground, setback 6 foot 4 inches from Austin Boulevard, also known as 4507 Austin Boulevard.
My name is Jay Russo. I'm located at 208 Regent Drive, Lido Beach, New York.
Okay, so this is another renewal case. Building Department inspected the premises on October 16th and found that all conditions previously imposed by the board are still being complied with. Which business is this, sir?
It's a Starbucks.
Starbucks, okay. Do you have any other questions?
I just want to make sure, so the sign maintains 6 feet below it. I'm just thinking of the visibility, but it says that it's 6 feet from the bottom of the sign to the top of the wooden planter, and that the planter is only 3 feet high. Is that only
Yes.
3, so there's the visibility through it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Second? All in favor?
Aye,
Any
thank you.
opposed? Any
Thank you.
abstentions?
Have a happy holiday.
I said that.
Next, we have cases 73124 through 73324. Oceanside Solomon Weinberg. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain deck attached to dwelling. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain pergola attached to dwelling. Special exception to maintain shed higher than permitted and with lot area occupied variance. Variance, side yard, maintain AC unit attached to dwelling, also known as 151 Evans Avenue.
Good morning, members of the board. My name is Dean Kutsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801.
Morning, Mr. Koutoubis.
I'm here today on behalf of Mr. Solomon Weinberg, the owner of the house located at 151 Evans Avenue in Oceanside. We're seeking variances to legalize a front pergola, a rear deck, a shed, and an air conditioner. The variances we are asking for, probably the more substantial one is the lot coverage variance. We're asking for 31.48% where the requirement is 27.5%.
Mr. Kutsubis, is that for all the structures? Because a couple of them need it, but the aggregate lot area occupied you're requesting is 31.48?
Correct.
Thank you.
And with the decks, we're allowed to go up to 30%, but because of the shed puts us over, the shed counts towards the 27.5%. So no matter what, we are over on lot coverage. I'd like to just emphasize that the deck is less than 3 feet below grade. And I'd also like to emphasize that this front pergola is a completely open air structure. It's on columns and it's an open air roof structure, but it does count towards the lot coverage. In addition, we're asking for a height variance on the shed. The shed, it's a really nice designed shed. I will submit a photo of it because the photos that were uploaded it was still under construction at that point. So I
Okay.
would like to submit photos of the shed.
Who took the photos, Mr. Kutsubis?
And the
Miss-
height,
Who took the photos?
oh, I took the photos.
And when did you do that?
I took the photos approximately 2 weeks ago.
And they fairly and accurately represent what they purport to?
Yes,
Okay, we'll accept them in evidence.
okay.
So did you say the height?
Yes, the height
You
is,
didn't
the requirement on the height is 9 feet high, and we're asking for 9.9. So it is a slanted roof, it's a shed roof, it's not it's not a gable roof, so on the highest point, it's 9.9 feet.
Mr. Katsubis, when the board deliberates, we'll go through, as you know, these items. You mentioned the pergola is open air.
Yes.
But I noticed it is attached to the dwelling. If the board were so inclined, would your client accept a condition that it not be enclosed further, since it does contribute to a lot area occupied?
Correct. I can also, I do have a better photo of the pergola I would like to submit as well, just to show that it's, but I believe,
Just for the record,
Yes.
Mrs. D'Amato asked you, would your client keep it open?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, you said
We may or
correct.
may not want to impose that condition, I don't know till we deliberate. But as it relates, he's got another, same questions, who took the photo?
I'm so-
Who took the photo
Oh, I
now?
took the photo
And when did you take it?
about 2 weeks ago.
Fairly and accurately
Yeah.
represents what it purports to
And
represent.
we'll accept it in evidence.
Correct. Okay. We're also asking for a side yard variance on an air conditioner. The air conditioner, it's a mini split unit. It's attached to the wall of the house, and it leaves a setback of 3.25 feet where the requirement is 5 feet. So we are shy by approximately 2 feet on the side yard of the air conditioner.
Mr. Kutsubis, are you aware that there are several open permits?
Yes.
And are they going to be closed out?
Okay, so I did speak to my client about the open permits. The pool is open because it needs an electrical inspection. All the other inspections, the safety inspections on the pool have passed. So it has the self-locking, self-latching gates, it has the door alarms, a pool alarm. The other permit is for the Sandy repair, and just to combine everything, there is going to be electric, that has electric in it, so they want to handle the electrical inspections together. And also, they recently filed a permit to convert the garage, none of which need variances, but the client is aware on what he has to do to close his permits.
Okay. All right, and that's your case,
Yes.
.25 versus 5. All right, any other questions or any questions from the board? I'm sure someone will come up with something.
No?
No? Shocking surprise.
I would then move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed and that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Katsubis, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Second, all in favor? Any
Happy
opposed?
holidays, Mr. Katsubis.
Thank you all, enjoy your holidays.
Me too. Don't sing. Don't even hum.
Next, we have case 734 of 24 Hewlett, Edmundo Salazar, variances, lot area occupied, average front yard setback, construct addition and portico, both attached to dwelling, also known as 1614 Moffett Avenue.
Emer Canales, 1 Jefferson Avenue, in Rockville Center, New York, 11570.
Edmundo Salazar, 1614 Moffett Avenue, New York.
Morning.
Good morning. We are here to request relaxation on the lot area occupied.
Listen, I'd like some relaxation too, to be honest.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
There's a pill for that.
My client sits on a pre-existing non-conforming lot. The code calls for a 6,000 square foot. He's on a 5,000 square foot, so that puts him on a little bit of a tight spot in terms of lot coverage. If the lot were to comply with the 6,000 square footage, the existing lot area occupied wouldn't have an issue. But because it's smaller, the existing lot area occupied exceeds the current code requirements. As it stands right now, it's at 32.46%. And with the small addition that we are proposing, it brings it to 35.74%. The addition,
Wait a second.
35.74. So it's a little bit of 3% increase. The proposed addition is to enlarge the kitchen. My client is setting up the home for his elderly mother, and he's creating an open concept in the kitchen where she can move around and spend most of her day. That's one of the biggest requests that we're looking here. A small addition, but it's going to create significant amount of space to develop the kitchen. This is a one-story addition that we are proposing. In addition, with the construction, we are proposing to have a front portico open, which decreases the front setback a bit. Currently, as it stands, it's 19.6 feet.
Hold on, sir, can I ask you, so the only addition we have before us is construct an addition and a portico. None of it is a second story, or it would say so.
Correct.
The plans show a proposed second-story addition, which I was originally thinking was just an as-of-right. But if the place is already at a lot area occupancy of 32.46, I would think you need lot coverage for that second-story addition, even if it's in the footprint, wouldn't you?
No, because the lot coverage, it's for the second floor, it only encloses the original main dwelling going up. It's not part of any of the addition.
Right, which I would understand if the existing structure didn't already exceed the lot coverage. Becky, help me. Oh,
It was.
I now understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
was gonna
That
ask
clears
you.
it right
Thank
up.
you, Rebecca.
Go on.
So it's basically what, we are requesting, just the relaxation on the lot coverage to do the rear addition for the kitchen and the front yard setback to have an open portico.
What is the front yard setback going to be? And what is the average? I didn't get that, I'm
The
sorry.
average, it's 23.10. Existing to the dwelling is 19.6. That's what the dwelling has been since it was built. With the open portico, it brings it to 14.5, 14 feet, 5.5 inches. That's an open portico. As far as I understand, we are allowed to have a 6-foot encroachment. So we are within that 6-foot encroachment for the front.
Where the average is 23.1, is that right?
Correct.
And what's the setback of the
The dwelling,
dwelling without the open portico?
19.6. That's existing.
And one would assume that your client will agree to a condition that will not be enclosed?
The portico.
Correct.
The portico.
100%.
So basically,
Sure.
this. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Anything from the neighbors?
I don't see anything. Have you spoken to any of your neighbors with regard to the proposed improvements?
Yes, the neighbors are okay with it. They have no issues.
No one has objected.
No.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, can I have a motion, please?
Move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Sir, you and your client will both receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you, and have a happy holiday.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 735 of 24 Levittown, Kartik Mohan, Maintain 6-foot-high fence forward of the dwelling on Astor Lane and in clear sight triangle at applicant's driveway, which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 2 Astor Lane.
What do we got?
William Mullen, 19 Jerusalem Avenue, Levittown, New York, 11756.
Is this the same case? He's in here.
Yes. One kitchen.
Tell us about your proceeding.
Hello, members of the board. My name is William Mullen. I am here on behalf of Kartik Mohan, who resides at 2 Astor Lane, Levittown, as his architect and applicant. I'm here to request the approval of a 6-foot-high PVC fence forward of the dwelling and in the clear sight triangle at the applicant's driveway. Mr. Mohan's property is on a corner lot. The front of the house looks towards Astor Lane. One side of the fence would start at the left front corner of the house and go south towards Hollyhock Lane, touching the inside of the sidewalk, then turn west to the corner of the property abutting the neighbor, then we'll turn north to the corner end of the property. Mr. Mohan's driveway is on the same side entering from Hollyhock Lane. The abutting neighbor's driveway is about 12 foot away from the property line.
Hold on, I'm sorry. So the applicant's driveway comes off Hollyhock?
Yes.
Okay, because when I look at, let me just make sure because the fence before us is a 6-foot-high fence forward the dwelling on Astor Lane, and it says, and in the clear sight triangle at the applicant's driveway. But I don't have, does your client have a permit? So the way I read it, the fence that is in the principal side yard as it's characterized is not before us, but that is the fence that's by the driveway.
Yes.
So am I reading this correctly, that the fence that goes toward forward of the house toward Astor, which somehow isn't the primary, where's the front of the house?
Astor Lane
Okay.
is the front of the house.
So the fence forward of the house toward Astor, that little section, and then just the clear sight triangle by the driveway, that's the only fence that's before us.
So yes, there are two issues. The fence that goes forward on the Astor Lane side
Correct.
and forward on the Hollyhock side.
Okay, so, no, that's the confusion I have. Because
Gotcha.
the way I read this, the fence that's in the principal side yard is not before us.
Okay.
Only the failure to cut out the triangle is.
Okay.
So does your client have a permit already for that portion of the fence that goes all the way to the street on Hollyhock Road?
No, it's the same permit.
Okay, Becky, give me 1 second. Becky, can I ask you something up here? So I just wanted to understand, arguably I just wanted to make sure that what's before us is the clear site and the other fence forward, because then we have this sort of odd situation with the fence that's forward of the dwelling toward the other street, which is now called often the principal or primary side yard. And then, there's an ordinance that may or may not authorize that as of right. So you'll take that up with the building department, and we will only consider the fence forward of the dwelling toward Astor and the clear site of the applicant's driveway. The rest of that fence that's forward of the dwelling toward the hollyhock isn't before us, just for so you know, okay?
Okay.
We won't be granting or denying that. We won't be speaking to that.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry. Now, I just want to make sure I understood it correctly.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wait. Okay.
That's here,
Yeah, I see. What is, another car.
yes.
So you want to, Mr. Pellegrini has just pointed out now as to the fence that is before us, the one that comes forward of the dwelling toward Astor Lane. The folks to the north with adjacent property, the Sullivan residence, they have a driveway that, I don't know, you can tell me probably how many feet it is from, maybe it's 8 feet or something?
10 feet
Okay. And they also are parking a car
on the grass.
on the grass. So how far is your fence setback, the applicant's fence, from Astor Lane?
From the sidewalk? Is that what you're asking?
Sure, from the property line.
I mean, we were requesting to go up to the property line.
Wait, but that's not where it is now, is it?
I mean, 3 feet then?
Okay,
We didn't
let's-
actually write a specific number.
Well, we would need that. We can't even, we couldn't approve or deny it if we don't know the number. Like, okay, I'm looking at the site plan. You're correct, there is no number. It shows the fence, what looks to be not all the way on the property line, but set back a little. So we don't know how far that's set back?
Honestly, it was whatever you allowed us to go.
But it exists.
Well, the existing fence, we're doing a
Oh,
new 6 foot high.
The existing fence is shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. So usually there's a number about what the request is.
Okay.
No, it's not. They're putting a new one in. You're planning.
It's a new fence.
Yeah. But
It's not going to remain. There's going to be a new
It's
6 foot high fence.
and it's before.
I don't think
I know,
that's 6
it's
foot
not.
high, is it?
That's not the confusion, but thank you.
I don't think it is.
That's a 4-foot fence with
Yeah.
a foot trellis on the
Right.
top, I think. But I see the confusion here. It's that it's before us as a maintain a 6-foot fence.
Gotcha.
So that's why we're all assuming it's the fence that's there. But now that we see it on the Google, so now the one issue we have is we don't even know, it's maintain a 6-foot fence forward of the dwelling. And the picture doesn't tell us how far the request is.
Gotcha.
This is the site plan that if we were to approve it, for example, we would say approved in accordance with the site plan dated da-da-da, and then the building inspector would go out with site plan and go, well, I don't know how far it's supposed to be set back. So we'll
Okay.
just have to decide that setback on our own. And this is a solid 6 foot.
Yes.
you're proposing. So we will deliberate on the setback that if we would be willing to let you have a 6-foot fence solid forward of the dwelling, where we would allow it. Mr. Pellegrini has noted that there does seem to be potential visibility safety issue with regard to the Sullivan property.
You may have said it, I didn't hear it. Why do you need to increase to 6 feet?
Why?
Yeah,
Because they don't really have a backyard. That's their backyard technically, because it's a corner lot. So they would like it to be contained and privacy.
That's really the backyard portion that's is the other side, really.
I don't know whether
So
he's interested in
because
this
it's a
case.
corner lot, the back of the house only has about 18 foot, and that's also where their real driveway is. So that's not their backyard that they use to
No,
have.
we're not talking about the fence
I
that's near the
understand.
driveway.
I understand that. He's asking why do you want the 6-foot high fence on that side?
Which side?
The
Not
north
driveway.
side. The north side of the property.
Okay, yeah, that's not the driveway side.
Right.
It's the neighbors, but not the applicant's.
Yes.
He's
Okay,
what?
we'll just figure it out.
Oh,
We
this,
no, we're just to figure out. No,
for the record, your client just walked in.
Oh.
Why don't you come up and have a seat? Yeah, but he might want to answer. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Karthik Mohan, and my address is 2 Astor.
Yeah, if he's, I don't know whether he's going to testify.
Yep. Hi, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Karthik Mohan, and my address is 2 Astor Lane, Levittown.
Okay, good morning. What would you like to tell us about the application? if anything?
Yeah, thank you for considering my application. So I have a young 4-year-old at home and a second baby on the way. So I just am trying to get some privacy for them and a high enough fence so that they don't run on the street. So I'm on a corner property and just wanted for them to have enough space to play around.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any other questions?
Excuse me, you had said originally, I believe, that with respect to the fence near the sidewalk, right now it's back from the sidewalk.
Yes.
All right. The new 6-foot fence, where is it, we don't know where is it going to be located exactly where this fence is?
No. Karthik, do you,
Listen, he's going
the
to tell us where he's
fence,
going to
that's
put
on
this.
Astor Lane. They're asking how far back from the sidewalk do you want it to be?
If possible, we would want it to be at the same place.
Okay, they would like it to be at the same location as the existing fence.
Okay.
Do you have a permit right now for the 4-foot fence where it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see any permit for the existing fence. Existing metal fence. I don't think you do. Okay. No, there is no permit for the existing fence.
Shed, I bought the shed and I
The existing shed does have a permit. However, we are applying for a new shed.
You have a permit for the existing fence.
No, I'm sorry. Clarify, there is no permit for the
The owner
fence.
said yes,
Oh.
the agent said no.
yeah.
Saying some 6-foot fence that goes along the west side of the property down toward Hollyhock and cuts back toward the driveway and then back to the house, right? Where there doesn't appear to be a fence right now.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. You make a good point. Wait, so is the fence you're proposing going to enclose the driveway? Because when you said, the way it reads here, it's the clear sight triangle by the driveway. Seeing where you want the fence, I assume the driveway was at the end of the fence. But now that we look at Google, it looks like the driveway is on the other side of the applicant's property, and it would be enclosed by the fence.
The driveway, if you're talking about the driveway that's accessed from Hollyhock Lane,
The applicant's driveway.
right.
Does he have two driveways?
No, he has one driveway.
Okay, keep going.
So the driveway that's accessed from Hollyhock Lane, we would like the fence to go all the way to the sidewalk on the west side and then turn on Hollyhock Lane going towards Astor Lane to be in line with the corner of the front of the house and go north to enclose that area.
So, original question, are you asking to enclose the driveway with it?
Yes. Sure.
the date of that site plan so we can try to get it?
Sure. This was January 4th, 2024.
Hold on. But the one we're looking at was received by the town October 18th of '24.
Okay, sorry, this one just says prepared date. I would have to look on the
All right,
web,
we'll sort it
on the attachment.
Okay, I think that we've beat a dead horse here. Is there anything else you wish to add?
No, that's it.
Okay, if there are any other questions from the board, if not, is there a motion?
I move the hearing be closed, the case placed on the decision calendar. When the board renders its decision, you'll be notified.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks. Have a nice day.
Next, we have case 736 of 24, Merrick Tara, Brazil. Variance, lot area occupied, construct addition and roof over patio, both attached to dwelling, also known as 18 Rose Lane.
Yeah, he gave me the date of it. We'll call it. He says it's dated 1/24/24.
Ashley, who is that with you?
It's your Christmas present.
Oh, the good one.
Good morning, members of the board, Mr. Chairman. My name is Ashley Lowe Keenese from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York. We are here today representing for our client, Ms. Tara Brazel, who is the owner and occupant of the subject property located at 18 Rose Lane in Merrick, New York. This property.
Good morning.
And I'm Mark Anthony Monastery Architect. My office is 1563 Belmore Avenue, Belmore, New York.
Oh.
Good morning, both of you.
Thank you.
This property is located in a Residence B zone, and we are here today as a result of an application filed with the Town of Hempstead Building Department for a proposed rear one-story addition and proposed covered patio. The proposed lot coverage is 34.73%, where the maximum allowed in this zone is 27.5%, for which we are requesting relief of 7.23%.
Hold on, what did you say the coverage was?
34.73.
I heard 43, that's why I wasn't getting it.
This addition is allowing the kitchen to be made larger with a pantry to be added, along with a half bathroom and a mudroom to be added as well. The goal behind the addition was to make the space more functional for the Brazels' growing family and to allow for additional storage with the pantry and mudroom. This addition is within the character of the neighborhood. Several houses in the immediate vicinity currently have similar aesthetics and additions. Additionally,
Do they have the same lot area occupied?
Say that again?
Do they, similar looking, but do they have the same lot area occupied percentage?
No, some of them did not have to go for a variance.
Thank you.
Additionally, there is a rear covered patio that is open on the sides, which is 408 square feet, or approximately 6.18% of the lot coverage, which accounts for a large part of why the lot coverage has increased the amount that it has from the existing 24.17%. I would also like to add there is a property located at 2085 Sydney Drive in Merrick, New York, which has had a similar variance approved under application number 10-2489.
How far away is that from here?
I can show you on the radius map. It's north of Rose Lane. It's right at the top of the radius map.
What would you say? It's a couple, 2 blocks, 2 miles?
No, a block. A block.
About a block.
1 block.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the radius map.
The decision.
Yes, please. Thank you. If I could add as Ashley goes on.
That's up to Ashley.
Oh, you're right. That although this case is seemingly high number, 35%, under 35%, I just wanted to, just so the board understands this, that 408 square feet of this is a covered patio, not a covered deck, but a covered patio. If we took that away, of course they don't want to take that away, we would just be at a 28.5, just 1% over. So the majority of this variance is actually an open patio, a roofed-over patio is really where all the numbers are coming from.
So, go ahead. I know you were gonna,
No, go ahead.
you'll keep it open?
I was just gonna say, and my client has no problem about putting down, it will to be kept open. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Mr. Monasteri, I think you made a statement solely for the purpose of having us acknowledge that you're still alive, since we haven't seen you in God knows how long.
I've been doing a tremendous amount of research.
You missed it. Ms. Lowe told us that he's our Christmas present.
Who said that?
Ms. Lowe, Ashley let us know that he's our Christmas
He's our
present.
Christmas present. I could think of a lot of other things I'd rather have.
I would also like to note we just submitted the notice of decision for application 10-2489, which is the precedent that I discussed earlier, that they are located in a Residence A zone, even though they are just a block away, where their lot coverage is 25%, making our request less in comparison as well.
Is there, no, go ahead.
Nope, what?
Anything else you wish to add?
Just that we meet all other zoning requirements, that's it.
It's the only variance we're going.
Yep.
Pardon me? To do what? Any other questions from the board? It was nice of you to visit. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Lowe, Mr. Monasteri, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Next, we have case 737 of 24, near Floral Park, Tamina Akhtar. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, maintained porch converted to living space, and deck with roof over, both attached to dwelling, also known as 92-43 246th Street.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. I'm representing Tamin Akhtar, the new owner, and Susan Nieves, the previous owner of 92-43 246th Street in Floral Park. The property is located on the east side of 246th Street, 332.05 feet south of Jericho Turnpike.
Have you been to the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
We are requesting a variance to maintain a porch converted to living space and a deck with a roof over, both attached to the dwelling. The house is a non-conforming dwelling built in 1925 on a 27 by 90 lot. This is the typical lot size in the 200-foot radius of the property. The maximum lot coverage allowed is 27.5%, and the lot coverage provided is 34.56%. The side yard required is 5 feet, and the side yard provided is 2.6 feet. The side yard aggregate required is 15 feet, and the aggregate provided is 10.4 feet. The porch conversion and the deck with the roof over are in line with the original house. The side yard and side yard aggregates have not changed from the original dwelling. The porch was built in 1944 under BP 35160 and was converted to a two-piece bath sometime after that. Mrs. Nieves purchased the home in 1990. The deck with the roof over and the porch conversion was existing at the time. Because the houses are non-conforming in this area, there have been several variances that have been granted over the years. 9248 246th Street was granted 58.32% lot coverage with a 2.2 side yard. 9242 246th Street had a 44% lot coverage with a 3.1 side yard, and 9238 245th Street was a 46.1% lot coverage with a 2.73 side yard. I have the copies of those decisions if you'd like them.
Do you have a copy of the non-conforming?
The non-conforming permit or the plans?
The non-conforming permit?
Yes.
We'll accept those into evidence, Ms. Pangallo.
Okay, that's the non-conforming permit. That's the addition. Other conditions, rather, yes.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you want the plans. I'll give you the
have a
plans, too.
non-conforming? Thank you.
Okay. Mrs. Nieves was not aware of any of these issues since she did not make any of the changes when she put her house on the market to sell. This all, came up. The house closed, $10,000 is being held in escrow to close the open permits and obtain the non-conforming CO. And we're respectfully asking the board to grant this variance.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail for decision once it's rendered.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Same
Merry
to
Christmas
you.
to you.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed?
Next, we have cases 738 of 24 through 739 of 24, Levittown, Donald Eppel, special exception to maintain shed higher than permitted and exceeding horizontal maximum, maintain fence varying in height from 4 feet to 6 feet high forward of the dwelling, which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 23 Ripple Lane.
Close to the property line.
Howard Curtis, 241 Lansdowne Avenue, Carl Place, New York, 11514.
What is your relationship to the Epples?
The architect?
Architect, thank you. Have you been to the property?
I have.
Thank you. You can continue.
So I'm representing Mr. Eppel, who is the owner of 23 Ripple Lane in Levittown. The property's in the LPRD zoning district. Mr. Eppel constructed the shed for the purpose of storing Harley-Davidson motorcycle. The home, of course, has a garage, but, it's Levittown, and nobody has an attic, nobody has a basement. The garage is all jammed up with stuff. So he had the shed constructed in the back to store the motorcycle.
How high is it?
Unaware of the ramifications of zoning, how big of a shed do you need? Well, the motorcycle's so big, build it this big. So the shed ends up being 10 feet by 13 foot 2, so it's slightly longer than the allowable maximum of 12 feet for an accessory structure. And it's 11 feet to the peak, where 9 feet is the allowable height. He has the ability to stand in there, to work on the motorcycle when he needs to, service it, wax it, So it's a little taller, it's a little bigger than it needs to be.
Does he perform any repairs in there?
I guess he does oil changes and things like that, works on the brakes, it's his own.
But just on his own?
No, yeah, it's his own motorcycle, it's not a service facility, it's just he works on his own. Basically rides it in the summer and stores it in the shed basically all winter. As far as the fence goes, I look back at some Google Earth photos and based on those grainy, photos you see, it appears there's some type of fence, at least along the back, dating back to 1985. It's probably a wood fence, the typical little stockade, 4 feet high, something like that. At some point around 2007, what I could gauge from the timeline of the photos, a white fence appeared. But everybody has a white fence in Levittown, so you can't really tell whose fence it even is. But, he does have a fence surrounding his property in the back, on the sides, it's 6 feet high. Fast forward to 2020, and it looks like the portions that extend forward of the house are now in play. And I think what happens is, I think you call these fence companies and you say you want a fence, right? So the guy comes out and he looks and he says, oh yeah, I could put a fence for you, it's so much. Well, they don't tell you need a permit. You trust in the guy that's doing the work. If you do it this way, it's going to be fine. So they put these two fences going forward. On the west side, it projects forward of the house maybe 6 or 8 feet at 6 feet high, and then it slopes down for the balance. It's set back 8 foot 2 from the property line on the west side.
Hold on.
On the east side,
Hold
which
on,
is
hold on. I just want to get, we don't have
Sure.
the 8-2. So that's a setback on the west side of 8.
Yeah, it's on the
Hold on,
site
let me just
plan.
make sure I got the arrow correct, which I did not now. So on the west side of it,
That's on the site plan.
okay, oh yeah, I see it's in those other numbers. Okay,
Right.
that's 8.2, and so I'm just trying to sort out all the notes here. It
Sure.
says 4-foot-high PVC fence, 25 feet long, and then there's an arrow that says 6-foot-high 6.83, but that arrow looks to be going.
Yeah, that's the gate that encloses the rear yard.
Agreed.
It's
So-
in line with the front of the house.
So what's the linear footage of the 6-foot high
That goes forward?
that goes forward on the west side?
Yeah, about 8 to 10 feet, and then it slopes down into a 4-foot fence for the balance as
Okay.
it scoots to the front.
And on the other side?
And on the other side, it's sort of the same, excuse me, it's sort of the same thing, starting at the gate, which is in line with the front of the house.
Right.
It goes again, maybe about 10 feet, and then it slopes down, has like a swale at the top, slopes down to 4 feet. And then the limit of that fence is set back 13 foot, no, roughly 14 feet from the
Right, I
front.
see that.
Now, I parked my car in his driveway, and I looked, and, I mean, there's really, because it's low and you're sitting in a vehicle, there's really no clear sight issue. I didn't go in the neighbor's driveway to the west, of course, which is close to his property. It's 11 feet to their driveway from his property line. I couldn't park my car in their driveway, you know, for obvious reasons. But, I mean, I stood there and I looked, and I really don't think it's an issue. I mean, someone had the wherewithal when they told them they were going to install this fence, that they were going to, I guess, step it back. I don't know if it was he or the installer, but thankfully it is stepped back those, 8 and 15 feet, and it does swale down, so it kind of salvages, I guess, what would have blocked out the view.
I have no further questions.
That concludes your presentation, sir.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the board?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Happy holidays.
Next, we have case 740 of 24 Oceanside Marina Parallel. Variances, lot area occupied, average front yard setback, side yard, rear yard, maintained additions, garage converted to living space, and roof over patio, all attached to dwelling, also known as 3237 2nd Street.
It's a hint.
Emer Canales, 1 Jefferson Avenue, Rockville Center, New York, 11570.
Morning.
Good morning, members of the board again. We are here to ask for a variance on lot coverage and side yard setback. Little bit
Front
of,
yard.
currently the zone B requires a 27.5% lot coverage. The existing lot coverage is 28.72. The side yard, the rear yard, it's a minimum 15 feet, and currently it's at 13.4 feet.
13.4 or 14.4?
13.4.
Okay, keep going.
And then we have a side yard setback, which is 1 foot existing, and it's a 15-foot aggregate required. Just a little bit of his background on the.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
So you're not here for the aggregate, just for the side yard. So what is the side yard you propose?
The side yard that we have is 1 foot.
And that
What's
is to be
required?
compared to 5 feet?
Correct.
Okay. And then front yard, we need the front yard average.
The front yard, it's a corner lot, so it's 25 feet, and it meets it on one side, but on the other side, it's 21.6.
Where's the side yard? Wait a minute, I want to look. They're going to keep the patio open?
Yeah, sir, I'm sorry. As it relates to the roof over the patio, for example, how long, if you know, has that been?
Yeah, so a little bit of history about the property. I pulled out the Nassau County records. Most of the work was done in 1970. I have the documents here from Nassau County to show all the first floor additions to the front, to the rear, the metal awning, the side was done in 1970.
Okay.
Prior to the code. And then in 1976 was done a second-story dormer.
How did your client come to know that these needed to be legalized?
Unfortunately, one of the neighbors called the town on her. She bought the house in 2019. So a code enforcement came and sent her to court. She's been going through court since the beginning of the year, probably every 3 months she has to present herself to court. We started the documents filed to the building department. And she's been going through court as a matter of...
Say that last part again, Joe.
Every 3 months, she has to go to Nassau County Court. For this, the code enforcement sent her to court for these violations, which were not... She bought the house in 2019.
Okay, what were the violations?
Basically, none of the additions had a permit. So the rear addition, the front addition, and the side addition did not have a building permit.
Okay, when is her next summons date?
Tomorrow.
Have you been to the house, sir?
I have.
Is there a basement in this home?
There is no basement. There is a partial area where they have the boiler room, but it's probably 10 feet by 5 feet. It's a small area just for the boiler room to be there. Everything else is it's a crawl space pretty much.
And that's the reason for the steps, the outdoor.
Yes.
The steps outside leading to the basement,
Correct.
just to
It's
the
for
boiler
the
room.
boiler room.
What was the citation, if you know? What
The
was it actually?
citations were having a building without permits. There were multiple. There was the front addition to the house, no permit. The rear addition to the house, no permit. And the side addition to the house had no permit. None of these had permit. When she bought the house, she had no idea.
I understand, but there was no citation for having more than one person living there or for having another kitchen in the place?
She did not have another kitchen. And
No, but
no,
was
there
the
were no
citation?
citations for that, no.
Go right ahead.
How many people live there?
Currently, it's her daughter, and one of her nieces.
Okay, and there's only one kitchen?
One kitchen.
Okay, thank you.
Said.
She's a working woman and single mom, struggling to
Yeah.
meet her needs, and all her savings were put into this property, not knowing that it would turn into a nightmare, and it's been a true nightmare for over a year now.
So you may or may not know that we deliberate at the end of each day, and we don't decide all the cases. We decide some of them, most of them, but there are some we need to do additional information on, inspections, whatever. If you would like to call, would you have 9 o'clock court tomorrow, or 9:30 or 2 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
Okay, so if you want to call, you can either look at the video tonight to see if we decided the case, or you can probably try calling in the morning and see whether or not we decided the case so that she'll know, if it was decided, she'll know the answer for when she goes to court.
That would be wonderful. Wonderful.
One additional item, there is a roof over patio. Would your client consent to a condition that the patio not be enclosed?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, do you have anything you'd like to add?
They also gave us citations for no permit on a fence and a shed, which we acquired the building permits for those 2 items already.
Okay.
We're just waiting
Okay.
on these to get closed
Fine.
up.
You're not here for that.
Yeah, you got as of rights.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Any other questions from the board?
I would suggest to you that you speak to our counsel, Christina, and she'll advise you, and she'll be able to help you out with the court.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I really appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll also get a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Second? All in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Next, we have case 74124, Wanta, Lewis and Christine Salvatello. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, rear yard, construct two-story addition with garage below attached to dwelling, demolish existing garage, also known as 34 Russet Lane.
I do.
He does.
There's no tripod. Mr. McKevitt, we just want to thank you for giving us the gift of not bringing a tripod with exhibits.
I always try to go and make them nice. I actually have the exhibits coming up to you, a nice little piece of paper. They keep it simple. At my age, I can't see the exhibits in the tripods either. So that's why I give them to you. I can't see anymore. My son got his driver's license last week. That's how I'm aging very quickly.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mine's in a month, but he ain't, I'm not letting him get it.
Same here.
Your advanced age, have you checked in on Social Security yet? I don't believe so.
In 329 days.
Really?
I'll have my 30 years in the system.
Okay.
I can't believe it went so quickly. Here's the problem. I have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. I'm not going anywhere.
Same, I have a 16, 15, almost 17, 15.
For the applicant, Thomas McKevitt, San Ward, Brav, Casignano, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York, 11553.
Louis Savatello, 34 Russet Lane, Wantor, New York, 11793.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board.
Morning.
The subject premises is located at 34 Russet Lane, Wantor, also known as Section 51, Block 391, lots 12 on the land tax map of Nassau County, is an LPRD zone. Currently at the location is a two-story, one-family dwelling, constructed in 1948, but being a Levitt house. There have been improvements done in 1968, 2003, and 2018. I've handed up to the board a number of photographs, which I personally took this past Friday, and they are fair and accurate representations of the area, which I did take myself on Friday. In addition, as you can see, the area is all single-family homes. The lot, here's will be for them as well as that. The lot is 60 feet wide by 100 feet deep, totaling 6,000 square feet. The current square footage is 1,568.62 feet for a lot coverage of 26%. The front yard setback is 32.8 feet. The side yard on the north is 8 feet. On the south side, it's 7.8 feet, technically to the main part of it. If you'll notice, there's a small enclosure on the south side, which includes some of the furnace information, and that's actually 3.8 feet. It has never come to the board before, and even when we went in 2018 and got the approval for the second-story addition, it was all in the plans, and it's never been flagged before. So it's been fully disclosed, fully there. For some reason, the building department has not disclosed it, and that area is going to become relevant in a moment because we're going to be looking to do an expansion of the house, which is going to have a side yard on that area of 4 feet. So even though the majority of it is 7.8, the 4 feet we're going to have is actually greater than what's actually there right now when you have the little bump out, which put because of the heating equipment, and again, it's a Levitt house, they have no basement, so that's where it just had to go.
But what at the end of the proposed construction, what are the two side yards?
It's going to be 8 feet and 4 feet. So it's going to be a 12-foot aggregate when all the construction's done. What we're proposing to do is to demolish that garage on the south side of the house and build a new two-story addition. Now, just getting into the purpose of the addition, what the Savatellos are looking to do is a couple things here. Number one, his daughter is in her second year of medical school, so she's been living away for the last couple of years. When she does her internship, which will be through the Northwell system for the next 2 years, she's going to be moving back home. So, and what I did hand to the board was some additional photographs, which will be handed up, which also, I gave it to Dawn a moment ago, so yes.
We have them.
Right, which shows the current interior of the house, the closets in the house. His daughter's bedroom is now the laundry room. And so if you see what they're doing on the first floor is having a bathroom, the bedroom, and the pantry. Now, the reason for the pantry is you see also photographs, which Mrs. Savatello is not thrilled we showed you today, but as you can see, they have a soda stream, they have a KitchenAid mixer, they have a coffee machine, so she needs additional space to put those items in the pantry, okay? Mr. Savatello is not here on his own volition. He's here because Mrs. Savatello is making him do so. So that's why they're doing that. Likewise, you see in the second floor, they do have a large master bedroom suite up there, all the walk-in closet. None of Mr. Savatello's clothes are going to be in that walk-in closet. They'll all be going to Mrs. Savatello. So at the end of the day, what are we building here? We're going to be doing an expansion whereby we're increase the square footage to 1,930 square feet, which is going to bring us up to 32%. The front yard will decrease slightly to 31.8 feet, so that will not need a variance. Again, technically, we're going to need the variance for the aggregate, because supposed to have 15, will be down to 12, but really right now, we're really at like 12.2 right now, is where it is. Actually, no, 11.8 right now, really 11.8. So we're going to be expanding to 12. And the backyard, we're going to be putting the small addition bumping out, will increase to 23.7 feet, so it's just 1.3 feet less than what's currently there right now when you look at the back of the house. One thing I did, I also added up a copy of decision to the board. When you look at 41 Rosewood Lane, which is immediately to the west, they share the backyards. That under case 1051 of 2008, the board at that time approved an aggregate of 13.5 feet, as well as a lot area coverage of 29.9%. Now, at the time, it didn't need a variance for it because the law had not yet changed from the 30% to 27.5%, but it just shows you the area character as far as that's concerned. That's photo number 12 in the photos I gave you, but more importantly, we'll look at photo number 11 in the exhibits. We'll look at the corner of 43 Rosewood Lane, which is the corner of Rosewood and Red Maple. That they actually have a 2,129 square foot house at that point, which is about 200 more than we want to do. Now, the difference with that house is it's on a corner lot as an 80-foot width, so it's technically only a 26.8% lot coverage. But if you look how they built that house, they built it right on the north line, very similar to what my client wants to do. If they didn't have such a large lot, it would actually be a 35% coverage. So that house is actually significantly larger than what my client Savatello is looking to build here in their instance. So,
Plus, his wife deserves that
Additional
closet.
space.
See my coffee setup, she's not happy with that. I gave a picture of my coffee setup, she's not happy that I take up half the counter in the kitchen. So all of my stuff is being pushed into the public pantry.
that's how life goes.
That's how it goes.
Yes.
Is there a shed to which you can move?
Yeah, you want us to prove a shed?
They're not going, he's made very clear, his daughter's in medical school, they're looking to stay here. This is a house that he's looking to stay in the rest of his life with his family. That's why they're doing this.
We can make a he shed instead of a she shed.
Any other questions from the board? Do you have anything you'd like to add? Mr.
Nothing further,
McKevitt?
Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on decision calendar. Mr. McKevitt, you and your client will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Second? All in
Thank
favor?
you.
Aye.
And opposed?
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Have a good holiday, you got it.
Why did I say that at the outset?
Next, we have cases 742 of 24 through 743 of 24, Belmore, Jason Stewart, and Giannina Miranda. Variance, rear yard, construct roof over patio, attached to dwelling, install pool in front yard on Ellen Road, also known as 3031 Susan Road.
Just when I made the remark about things.
Where's the tripod? Where is the tripod?
Michael Lipinski with Jared Mandel Architects, 25 Hillside Avenue, Williston Park, New York, 11596.
Morning.
Jason Stewart, 3031 Susan Road.
Good morning. So yes, I'm here representing Jason and Giannina of 3031 Susan Road. It's located on the southeast corner of Susan Road and Ellen Road. It is a Residence B district. Jason and his wife Giannina bought the house in 2014. They love the neighborhood. They're raising 2 children there and have contacted our office to submit an application to propose a pool so that their kids can play during the summertime, and a roof over porch, roof over open porch in their rear yard so they can enjoy their backyard during inclement weather and, you know, have the occasional dinner with their family outside. We are seeking two variances. The first is a proposed 15 by 30 foot in-ground pool in the front yard, which is along Ellen Road, which is the north front yard, and proposing a roughly 245 square foot proposed open roof over porch attached to the dwelling in the rear yard. The required setback is 25 feet, and we're proposing a setback of 11.05 feet. So when Jason did buy the house back in 2014, he wasn't aware of the restrictions that corner lots have in regards to building pools and structures. He had always, I guess, when we were placing the pool, we wanted to be as respectful as possible in regards to the setback that are set forth for pools in corner lots. We were abiding by a required 10-foot setback along the north side of the property, along Ellen Road, and with a setback, and our proposed setback is 10.17 feet, and we're in compliance with a 4-foot requirement along the east property line with a setback of 6.58 feet.
May I ask you, I see that with the pool comes a 6-foot fence forward of the dwelling on toward Ellen.
Correct. That fence is, that 6-foot fence is currently existing, and we have an application to maintain that 6-foot fence.
Can I ask you where the Antonio Gayoso's driveway is, the neighbor that abuts that?
Yes, so I can actually describe, and I can submit paperwork.
Hold on. Wait, how is the fence application running separate from the pool? Shouldn't, right?
Correct. It's a good question, because yes, you would have to enclose the pool. The fence is an existing fence.
But it doesn't have a permit? Or it does?
We are seeking to file, we're in an application, we are trying to maintain that fence that currently exists right now.
But that would be the subject of another
You
hearing.
can't deal with the pool without the fence, knowing the fence is.
Yep.
What do you say, Ben? But it's not, it doesn't have a permit?
No permit for the fence, and it's not been advertised.
They can't be
Not
dealt
that-
with separately.
Yeah.
I don't have that readily available for the fence itself.
Yeah, if you said you have a permit already for the fence, different matter. But given that, I just don't see how that consideration of the pool can happen without the fence already being legal or being considered at the same time. Right, Becky? Because they're sort of married when there's a pool.
It makes sense, yeah, you definitely need the fence to enclose the pool, absolutely, yes.
Who was the plans examiner? Shh.
They didn't bring it up.
All right, so while she's looking that.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the driveway, Mr.
Yes,
Gayoso?
yes, so I can submit to the record, for the record, a Google Map image that was taken that shows a dimension.
All right, did you offload that?
I'm sorry?
Are you the one who procured the map?
Correct, yes.
Off Google?
Off Google Maps, yes, they have a measuring feature on that.
All right, and you did that?
Correct, I did
Okay,
that,
and it
yes.
fairly and accurately represents
Correct.
what it purports, and you're confident you measured it accurately using
Correct.
the tool?
Yes.
How far away is
Did
he answer that?
It's the same.
Did he answer how far?
He's showing.
So that distance is 35.86 feet. So from the corner of the fence, which is considered that's the northeast corner to the start of the driveway that is property 2656 Ellen Road. It's roughly 35.86 feet.
To the neighbor's driveway?
To the neighbor's
That's how much
driveway.
distance between the fence and the neighbor?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And then we'll
Driveway's here.
take that map into evidence, though?
I believe it was already submitted.
That map is not,
Oh, this doesn't have measurements in it?
no, and it doesn't.
There is
doesn't
a,
really show it very clearly. Here.
there is a dimension string.
Here.
I see it.
Okay.
It is? So we just dropped it off?
Part of the
Becky,
application.
what? All right, we're being told that the fence is part of this application, and somehow it
Even though-
just didn't appear here.
Give that back. Thanks, Mark.
Did the fence application, et cetera, come?
Somehow it got lost?
All right, well, I'm glad we started asking about the fence. Apparently, that's before us too, and I guess we'll have to
Amend the
amend the
caption.
caption.
So if you want to just take these off for 2 seconds.
All right, so with the application is an application fee that is not within our jurisdiction. Well, wait.
To waive.
To waive. So we will amend the caption to include the fence that goes with, that's on the plans and has been filed on the plans accurately for the last 30 days as required. And I think it's obvious that as part of the notice that went out to neighbors that if a fence is coming before the board, if a pool is, as is a fence, so if anyone had an objection, they would have had sufficient notice to be here. And then we will have to just, you'll have to pay the fee to the office for that application, which you would do anyway. Yeah, of course. And so we'll amend the caption to include the fence as it's reflected on the materials submitted and on file with the board.
Sure. Okay. So yes, I would also like to add into evidence
By the way, the fence has to now meet the requirements of the swimming pool. There's alarms and self-locking and all that stuff. So the fence might have to be altered to comply with that.
Absolutely, yeah. The pool gates will have alarms to code, and then as well as any door or window that acts as a pool
Okay.
barrier.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I would also like to add into evidence an application that was approved back in 2014, July 16th of 2014, case number 370, tracking number 201317273, for the installation of a pool in a front yard on the property located at 3178 Lydia Lane, Belmore, New York, 11710. That is on the corner of Susan Road and Lydia Lane. It's a block south of the subject property.
We'll accept that in evidence.
Okay, so yes, we kind of already had touched on the distance from their neighbor to the east and how far away their fence line is from the start of their driveway. And just to go into the condition regarding the rear roof over, just looking at the property with its corner lot condition and the size of the house that currently already existed, that was constructed back in 1968, well before the homeowner purchased back in 2014. It did show that there was kind of little room for expansion kind of on the property. The existing setback to the rear is already 26.40 feet, where the 25 is permitted. With the design, we tried to be as mindful as possible to their neighbor to the south, which is 3041 Susan Road. We are maintaining a setback of 11.05 feet. We also took into account just the existing design of the house. It's an existing split. Where the roof over is going to be directly off the kitchen, which makes it much easier to transport food, entertaining purposes. The other area of the house, since it is a split, the family room is actually elevated, and it is on the northeast corner of the property. That would be the only other logical spot, programmatic-wise, to build a roof over. However, that is a much more intrusive option. First off, it's elevated, and then second off, that roof over porch would have to be built in the front yard, which would create, substantial change of character in the neighborhood. I would also just like to enter into evidence the homeowner, Jason. He took the time and actually went around and knocked on all of his neighbors, a few of his neighbors' doors that are adjacent to him, explained the application to them, and they actually have signatured this form that's on our letterhead stating that they have no objection to the application. Just to note, 3041 Susan, that's their neighbor to the direct south that is going to be impacted by that roof over. They have signed that application. They had tried to reach out to 2656 Ellen Road. That is the neighbor to their east, behind them. And they could not, after multiple attempts of ringing the doorbell, they were unable to speak with them about the application.
And your client will consent to a condition that the roof over patio will not be enclosed, correct?
Correct, yes. The roof over patio will remain open and not be enclosed.
Okay. That concludes your presentation.
Unless the board has any other questions, yes.
Does the board have any other questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I would move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Both of you who have signed in will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's ready.
Second?
I haven't
All in
signed in, so
favor?
should I sign it now?
Any opposed?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you. Whatever. Ooh.
Christina, you want to talk to them about the
Yeah. Ooh. Mr. Owens, what time is it? What time is it? Steph, you need to flex? Okay. We're going to take a 10-minute break.
Sorry, it's the last case.
The last case, but the court reporter has to change the batteries in the machine.
You made that thing back there. That's good. It's sticky, but good.
What is it?
John is trying it.
Peppermint?
Next, we have case 744 of 24 Uniondale, Donald Joyner and Catherine Joyner, variance, height, maintained detached garage, also known as 799 Fullerton Avenue.
Read these.
Yes. Okay. Okay, look here. Okay, falling over here. Chris Gray, architect, 2401 Capri Place, North Belmont, New York, representing Donald and Catherine Joyner, located at 799 Fullerton Avenue, Uniondale. Good morning.
Morning.
Ms. Catherine Joyner is seating behind me in the audience, and to my left is their son, Marquise Joyner. Would you like to, does that work? Okay, here you go.
Hello, how you doing? Marquise Joyner, 799 Fullerton Avenue, Uniondale, New York, 11553.
Okay.
Morning.
Is it working? Okay. The reason we're here, my client had a detached garage that was in very bad shape approximately 13 years ago. They took it upon themselves to remove the old detached garage and replace it with a taller structure.
It's a maintain?
This is a maintain, yes.
Okay, and have you been to the property?
Yes, I have.
Thank you.
Wait, Mr. Gray, before you finish, I just want to make sure. So the photographs show the really large, tall garage. That's
Yes.
before us, I presume. Another, I would call similar garage, not quite as tall, but of the same style, right next to it with two garage doors. Is that also your client's?
Well, there's a shed I show on the plot plan on the south side of the detached garage.
Wait, is that the shed with the two doors right here?
May I come to look?
Yeah, sure.
I can't see from here.
Yeah, Victoria, here it is.
I figured you gave us the photograph, that's why I figured you'd be familiar with it.
Oh, this is the in question, yeah, that's the shed, yes, correct.
That's a shed?
It's a
With
large.
two car garage doors?
They're small, I don't think, it's not like a vehicle can fit there.
Yeah, Victoria, here it is, right
And it's going to be removed?
Yes, as noted on the plot.
Oh, okay.
Need it?
Yeah, thank you.
So I had said, approximately 13 years ago, this happened. They took it upon themselves to build a new detached garage without a permit. And Marquise Joyner, he is a car enthusiast. He has a project car that he maintains, as well as maintains the vehicles for his family.
What's the project car? What kind of car?
It's a Nova. What do you know?
72?
73.
73.
73 Chevy Nova.
Yeah, I used to want a 72. Wait, can I just ask, when he built this new garage,
Yes.
did he take down the old one, or is the old one the other one he's taking down?
No,
That was in the same place. It's in the same place.
yes.
So you took down an old garage and built this one?
Yes.
And you also have that, what he's calling a shed, but it's the size of a garage, if it scales right. That's also yours, and that's to be taken down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's.
Go, Mr. Gray, thank you.
Yes, so the requirement that this is located in Residence B zone, and the maximum height of a garage is 12 feet. This was constructed at 15 feet. It's 3 feet higher than allowable.
Is that to the peak?
No, that's the average.
Center?
Oh,
No,
that's
it's the
it.
average
15
height,
average.
midpoint of the slope,
Okay,
as garages are typically measured.
yes, I realize that.
Mr. Joyner, Marquise Joyner, like I said, he's a car enthusiast. He's a full-time employee of Verizon, so this is for his hobby, and that's the main use of this garage.
Go ahead. No,
I-
go ahead.
I do have a consent letter of 5 neighbors. There are 3 neighbors to the north, and then there are 2 that are to the south that are occupants of the dwellings.
A couple things, Mr. Gray. Number one, have you been to the house?
Have I been to the property? Yes, I have.
Okay, and you've been in the garage?
Yes, I have.
What is in the garage? Is there power? Is there heat? Is there plumbing?
He's got gas heat in there, a gas heater. There is no water, and he's got power.
Okay, is there a second story?
No, it's fully open.
Okay, so now looking at the plot plan, there seems to be a lot going on here. So demolish existing dwelling to be filed under separate application. Is that happened already, or is that?
That has been approved, and then the process of building that new structure.
Okay, so the dwelling is going to be demolished, that already has been or is in the process, right?
It's been, yeah, the application's been approved.
Okay, removing the existing fence.
The shed is.
No, it says remove existing fencing.
Oh, yes, the fencing, yes.
Has it, do you have the permit? Has it been removed? What's the status?
Well, there was an above-ground pool, and there was a fence,
Right, I'm on the fence right now.
and figured to get rid of all of that, and he'll start over when they're planning on doing a pool of some form in the future. That'll be filed for, along with a proper fence.
Okay, hold on.
So the fencing was not worth,
I just want to know the status of that.
yeah, that was to be removed.
So we don't know if it has been removed or not. That's all I'm asking.
Well,
No, the fence has not.
Okay, not yet. Okay, so despite the approval for the demolish the existing dwelling, and they're going to rebuild one which you have a permit for, it says non-conforming use to be filed under separate application. What's the non-conforming use, and will it be relevant, Becky, if they're demolishing the house?
Yes, they're required to pick it up since the property only has a 50-foot so legal lots,
So the application for the non-conforming is just the lot area?
the non-conforming was granted, it was just a condition
So wait, he's granted a non-conforming for the lot size?
for the entire house. He filed, but the non-conforming was filed prior to.
And it was granted?
It was granted with conditions.
But now that the house is being demolished, how does that affect that?
They will still need to obtain the non-conforming permit and close out the non-conforming permit. And the building inspector will void out any required conditions that were taken care of on.
What attributes of the non-conforming grant will survive the demolition of the house?
The legalization of the substandard lot.
Okay, and nothing else? Okay, okay. So I see on here, Mr. Gray, proposed basement exterior stair. Now, is that still, what's the status of that given?
Well, that's part of the new dwelling application.
So what we have here is a new dwelling plot
Yes,
plan?
yes. Well, I combined all the applications were combined on this one plot plan to show you what is going on.
Okay, wait, I need to make sure I'm following you. So these proposed exterior stairs, you already have your permit to build the house, right?
Correct.
So are these stairs,
That's part of the plans of the main dwelling,
wait,
yes.
are those already approved as of right and part of that permit? Or are those somehow, I'm assuming you might need a lot of your occupy, I don't know.
No, that's all inclusive. And
So you already have approval for those exterior stairs?
That's correct, yes.
Is that how you understand it?
Yes.
Becky, does that sound right? Okay.
And you have several open building permits. What's going to happen with those? One for a one-car garage and another one for 20 by 30, double raised ridge, two-bedroom and three-piece bath.
Well, that all gets washed.
Becky, are you looking at this?
That's going
That
to be...
gets washed away.
away.
Yeah,
Okay.
With the demo.
correct.
Demo and return.
So again, go ahead. I just want to make sure, because there's so much going on here, Mr. Gray, and I'm not completely clear on some of the answers you've given, but that's my fault. The only thing before us right now is this garage and the height of it.
Yes, that is correct.
We have, are you aware, we
Oh,
have
right.
2 letters in opposition, 2 emails in opposition. One of them is inapplicable because they're concerned the garage plans will be larger than the existing structure. It's not going to be larger than what's there now. This is a maintained.
This is a maintained, correct.
Also, they expressed concerns with the time that work will be done to remove the old structure and develop the new one. Will that
Also, there was mention made of working on cars. And obviously, it's one thing to change the oil in your own car in your garage, but it's another thing if the neighbors are, one of the neighbors
one of the
noted
neighbors,
seeing.
yep.
What neighbors, the two that commented?
One neighbor neighbor said they're opposed, concerned the ground, la, la, la.
This one said that it was used as a mechanic garage in the past, tearing down the existing structure, and there's no name on this.
And by the way, they did, the one neighbor, if you want to keep neighbors happy, they expressed the concern about the times of day that you would be working on the place. So try to
Contract.
be a good neighbor that way.
How many cars are you going to house in that garage?
Two. I have two cars.
What are they?
I have a 73 Nova and a Civic, 93 Civic.
And what?
A 93 Civic.
Honda.
93 Civic.
Yeah, Honda.
Okay. But it won't be used commercially. You're not going to do any, you're not going to repair or
Oh,
store
no,
any
no.
other cars
I
there.
work at another place where I work on my cars.
You have a
Pardon?
lift?
I work at another place, I work on my personal cars.
How many cars do you have?
No, I'm just saying, for my 3 cars.
Oh.
Yeah.
In,
lift in the garage?
Yes,
You did.
yes.
How many cars can you fit in there if you use the lift?
Just one. Just one.
Oh, you mean just, you don't
Yeah.
mean, we're thinking of the lift where you store them.
Oh, no.
You mean the,
Yeah. Yes.
What's the Nova equipped like? Is that a race truck?
350.
No, it's a show car.
You got a 350 in it, right? Or
No,
302?
LS.
What do you have?
LS. That's a Cadillac motor. It's the
Oh.
new thing everyone's doing to the fuel
Show
injector.
you how old I am.
anything else you'd like to add? Okay, any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on decision calendar. Mr. Gray, you and your client will both be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you.
Second.
Happy
All in
holiday,
favor?
Merry Christmas, whatever you're
Any
celebrating.
opposed?
Thank you.
Aye.
Yep. Take a 5-minute break, and then we'll do decisions. Now we have Patrick, 678, there's a request for an adjournment on that one?
16, no, he's on Wood Green. Is it Wood
Okay, and there's one other request for an adjournment,
He's a couple of, he's just west of that. is Wood Green.
751.
Comes in at an intersection. Yeah, he's Wood
Okay.
Green, and then the other one is on. And
So we have
Christina, did you hear back
got a
from your
bunch.
friend? All right.
I got to be out of here by 5. Burger King. Do I have any comments? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, file number 726 of 24 Elmont, 239, Operating Corp., doing business as Burger King, be granted as requested, 5 years,
Same conditions?
Yes.
All right. Second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Case 727 of 2024, Elmont, Swanelatha Paca. This is a renewal of a grant to maintain a two-family dwelling at 41 Doherty Avenue. Any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion on case 2724, 41 Doherty Avenue, Elmont, that we continue with conditions.
All right. Same conditions.
Temporary conditions?
Temporary.
Temporary.
That's
Thank
case 727 and 24. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 728 of 2024, Levittown. Michael Cooks, this renewal of a grant to maintain a pool and pool equipment not permitted in the front yard on Gray Lane. It's 6-foot-high fence forward the dwelling on Gray Lane, located within the clear site triangle, which was probably incredibly odd. But do I have any comments? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 720,
Okay, I'm not sure.
728 of 24 Levittown, Michael Cooks, located at 150 Swan Lane, be approved as requested with normal conditions, close out all the open permits.
How about email?
Temporary, yes.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
My first and last name.
Okay, cases 729 and 730 of 2024, Near Island Park, Austin Realty Corp. This is a renewal of a sign, all right? Located at 4507 Austin Boulevard, near Island Park. Do I have any comments from any of the members of the board or any questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 729 to 730 in Near Island Park at 4507 Austin Boulevard be granted with the same previously imposed conditions and the same term.
Second, all in favor? Any opposed?
All right, I'll do the next one.
All right, cases 731, 732, and 733 of 2024, Oceanside Solomon Weinberg. These are any number of variances.
On this one. Yeah, on this one was,
151 Evans
the
Avenue.
pergola is attached to the dwelling. They agreed to condition keeping that open, given that it does contribute to the lot area occupied that's before us. That being said, I would move, Mr. Chairman, cases 731 through 733, 2024 in Oceanside. That's, as you've described it, the property is 151 Evans Avenue, Oceanside, be approved as requested with all the usual conditions if applicable.
Second,
To remain open as well, correct? Deck and
Yeah.
pergola?
Yes, please. Thank you.
second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Case 734, 2024 Hewlett, Edmundo Salazar.
Salazar.
All right, this is variances. Lot area occupied, average front yard setback, construct an addition and portico, both attached to the dwelling. Do I have any comments from any of the board members? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that,
Just the portico is to stay, the
Right.
portico is to stay open on that one, too.
With respect to case 734 of 2024, property located at 1614 Moffett Avenue, be granted as requested. The applicant has agreed to the portico remaining open.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 735, I was absent on this case.
Okay,
This
so
is-
this one has some issues. One of which is that the site plan we were operating from was not the accurate one in that, and it was relevant in that it did not show the location of the applicant's driveway, which, by the way, the fence was rejected in part because of a clear site triangle issue at the applicant's driveway, but in fact, once we discovered the actual driveway location, it's really the clear site triangle on both sides of the driveway in my interpretation. So there are two 6-foot fences at issue here. One goes forward of the dwelling, corner property, toward Astor Lane as it relates to that. Oh, so we need to pull the site, the more accurate site plan, which he says was dated 1/24/24. But So wait, should we just wait till we pull that to discuss this?
There's a
Okay.
little bit more that,
Right. So there's two sides to the
No,
fence.
this is for maintain.
No, it says maintain, but it's
I know,
really
I know,
for,
but, so we don't have any correct information in front of us.
right, so if we want to get the right site plan, I mean, it's an install because they have a fence in some of this location, not all of it, and that fence is 4 feet tall. So it's true, it's a complete install.
there's errors on a plot plan. There were two plot plans that were submitted. One shows 12,098 square feet, the other one shows...
Agreed. There's
And
multiple errors.
I spoke to Becky, and Becky said it should be returned to the building department.
Good.
To have the two plans examiners who worked on this case get
Good.
together and figure it out.
Much better.
So,
So the notes on this, well, I don't know if there's any notes you need to have, Christine, except that, well, let's see. So are we gonna, when we get the plans back, are we going to rehear this? Wait, we're gonna,
Make it happen.
okay, that's what I'm thinking, because then we don't need to keep notes.
Dismissed without prejudice for them to refile, I mean,
that's a good
Yeah, I think
suggestion.
that, but what
Yeah.
about the fact that, let's say they never do that, they still have an illegal fence there forward of the dwelling?
Well,
So-
that's a, that's
Right, I'm
a-
just
that's
thinking,
a-
do we need a mechanism? But okay, so I move, Mr. Chairman, that we as it relates to case 735 of 2024, the property is at 2 Astor Lane in Levittown. I move that we dismiss without prejudice the matter so that it can be re-reviewed and reconciled amongst the building department members. And then we can figure out, council, the board will figure out how we rehear the case.
Second.
You know, whatever that is.
All in favor? Case 736, I was not here for that case.
Oh, case 736, 2024, the property is at 18 Rose Lane. It's Terra Basile. It is an application for lot area occupied to construct an addition and a roof over the patio, both of which are attached to the dwelling. Is there any discussion? If not, is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Index number 736 of 24, Tara Braselli, 18 Rose Lane.
Sure.
Be granted as requested with conditions.
condition that the
Patio be
deck,
kept
roof
open.
over remain open?
With the condition that the
Yes.
patio with roof over remain open.
Yes, I have a note, we discussed that.
Second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm back. 737 of 2024 near Floral Park, Tamina Actor. Any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 737-24 Floral Park, 246 South Jericho Turnpike, with conditions that the deck remain open.
Second?
Second.
All in
Sorry,
favor?
Kim.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Cases 738 and 39, Levittown, Donald Eppel. That's a name that everybody can pronounce. I have a note to inspect the fence on that one. Somebody want to take a peek at that one? Because I was a bit confused. Maybe I'm
Christina, I
in
would
the...
just have note that because of the way
When-
that thing was
okay.
drawn out,
So
the
we'll hold
fence
that
seemed
one.
fine, but on the west side, the fence was set back 8 feet, 2 inches. That's the way we're gonna have to articulate it that way. And on the east side, 13, 9.5 inches, because of the way it was. To me, that was the only way to articulate where it was. Yeah,
So,
the end of the fence, so it's like this. The ends
Mr.
come down,
Pellegrini,
and the end, there's no fence going through the
Mr. Pellegrini is going to inspect that, so we're going to hold it.
Yes.
Case 740 of 2024, Oceanside Marina Perla.
Mrs. You got her
Again,
set up for court.
This is maintain additions, garage converted to living space, and again,
No
a
further.
roof over patio,
And
all
not to
attached
be
to the dwelling,
enclosed.
which will not be enclosed.
So I make a
Anybody have a
motion.
motion?
I make a motion
Ms. Kim
for
does.
case 740 of 24 Oceanside Marina Perla, located at 3237 Second Street, to be approved as requested with the condition that the roof over patio stays open.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 741 of 2024, Wantor, Lewis and Christine Savatello. That's the two-story addition with a garage below attached to dwelling.
Walk-in closet.
With the walk-in closet, 34 Russet Lane. Any comments? If not, do I have a motion?
I move, Mr. Chairman, as it relates to case 741 in 2024, as you've described it, be approved as requested.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Cases 742 and 743 of 2024, Belmore. Jason Stewart and Gianna Miranda. That's at property 3031 Susan Road.
I know this is the one where the fence was on the same application as the pool.
Right?
No, it wasn't.
No,
That
it
was the
was
problem.
not.
Well, I thought it was on the same application, but that it was not in front of
Not
us. It
in
was
front
not
of us.
denied by the
Right.
building department to be in front of us.
Mhm.
That was my understanding.
I'm not, yeah, I don't
So,
know the semantics of it.
My understanding is that what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to reach out to the plans examiner. Ms. Lavaris gave her information to the applicant and his agent because the plans examiner's on
Who's Ms.
vacation.
Lavaris?
Becky, Mr. Mary Jane.
Oh, I still call her first. I had no idea.
Anyway,
That's a married name first.
what was the worst? Whatever, anyway.
Becky.
Um,
Becky.
So
I've only known her as first.
she is going to deny it. My suggestion would be that we hold it on reserve until it's re-denied and they pay the fee for the additional variances, because again, we have no jurisdiction to waive fees.
Okay.
All right, so what do we need to do?
We're gonna
Just wait
hold
for
it.
you to tell us what to do.
Correct, so,
Good.
we should be.
I move we accept council's advice
Suggestion.
and direction in the future.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we're going to hold that one. Case 744 of 2024, Uniondale, Mr. Donald Joyner and Catherine Joyner. And it's funny because neither of them were here. The other Joyner was here. I don't know what his
She was in
relationship.
the back.
Oh, was she?
But, yeah, the son Marquis was up front.
Marquis. That's quite a name. Marquis. Okay. So
Put your name up in the
variance,
marquee.
it's a height variance to
Don't you always
maintain.
want to see your name in the marquee?
On the marquee. Maintain the detached garage. Do I have any comments? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 744 of 2024, location of property 799 Fullerton Avenue in Uniondale.
Who knew they
This
put
is to
Cadillac engines in those
maintain
now?
a detached garage. It's granted as requested.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Anything on the reserved calendar?
Yes.
Time is it?
I believe, the first case on reserve, 206 to 209-24, I believe they are just about, they're on the calendar, they did.
What was that you just said?
The first case that's on the reserve calendar, 206 to 209, we do have an update.
Okay.
Submitted to us, we just have to give a date for reopening the case.
So when do we have time?
What say you, Mr. Owen?
February 26th at 9 o'clock.
9:30?
How many do we have in February? Because I got to get my...
Okay,
Wait, yes, we don't have to wait.
11. February 26th, 11 o'clock. Next.
Not even the one that I knew needed replacing. I now get this.
So, the next case I have somewhat of an update on is 300 and 300.
Wait, hold on. When are you getting your, I'm getting my knee replaced on the 7th of
You want
February.
to discuss this in the back?
I didn't know that.
I just found out.
Oh,
When,
Okay. The next case we have an update on is 300 to 301 of 24. We did have a second phone meeting. We have, and that was with actually a couple of folks from the state that, or that formerly worked with the state just to navigate, our decision. She actually responded that she thinks it looks good. We have a tentative meeting scheduled for tomorrow with counsel from OPWDD. And so hopefully we will be able to decide this case next hearing if that meeting goes forward, so.
okay.
once she knew she couldn't.
Yeah, anyway, next case we have an update on is 572 to 573. It was confirmed that the other house member, you guys will remember that this was a case that was in front of us prior for a subdivision. And upon looking at the other house, we did note that that house was also higher than permitted.
Mhm.
It was over 30 feet. It's getting re-denied, so that case will have to go in front of us. So.
We're gonna have another height case there?
Correct. The adjoining property, both of the houses that were built as a result of the subdivision were built too tall.
How was it missed the first time? Like the transom wasn't working?
You know,
That's 29 and change.
I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out.
So now we're gonna have,
No one ever
well, we
shot.
denied 325, Lucille, for height? I don't think we did that.
I don't know if that was. That might have been done last week. I don't recall.
I don't think we made a decision on that, did we?
325, it's not on the reserve anymore.
No, that's the house number.
Yeah.
572.
Oh, I'm sorry.
572 and
I was looking for case-
573, that's 325 Lucille
I
Avenue.
was looking for case 325.
So now we're gonna have both of them come back?
Correct.
Did they revoke the CO on that house?
Apparently they're going to. If you would like to speak to Becky later, she was the plans examiner, so she was the one that assured me that the other one was going to meet their.
And we never got, and there was never anyone coming in here testifying as to how this happened, right? Because the one guy who ultimately came in gave us all the, I don't know.
That was a different case with similar facts. That one
Yeah,
was like 5 feet
I'm
too
not,
tall.
I'm not there anymore. you
Yeah,
know.
I don't work there anymore.
That's, I don't work there anymore, I don't know what
I have a
happened.
subpoena, I had to
So we're
show up,
gonna,
that's all I
those are
get.
gonna be companion cases that we're gonna hear together, I would imagine,
One we've already heard.
one.
So
and
we're
we
just gonna-
denied it.
Well, it's still on the reserve calendar.
How soon are we
So,
expecting to see the other
when do
one?
we see the other, yeah.
I don't know.
If
It depends on
ever.
how quickly they
So
act.
they're gonna revoke the CO on both houses?
Well, this one never got a CO, the one that's in front of us, my understanding
So
is it
it's a
never received
maintained, so we can
Okay.
keep holding it.
Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is there are people living in it.
I know, but it's a height variance, so we can, in other words, I think it's prudent that we address them together.
Yeah, I
One we've
think
already
so.
heard, we
I
had no
think
way
so,
of knowing
too.
it.
So when the other
You're
one
not gonna
comes
compel
before
them to
us,
hear it
well,
together.
what if it never comes before? What if they revoke the CO
And they
and the
just live in
homeowner
it?
says, too bad?
They
Screw
do
it,
an
I'll put
Article
money in
78.
escrow when I
They could
sell
drag
it.
that on for years, literally years.
Fine,
Both
but
of them
what
are gonna
harm
go.
does it to us?
No harm, no foul?
What about
All
this
right.
one? And I think it's gonna be real hard to compel them to hear it together.
We're not gonna hear them together,
This
we
one was
already heard
and
one.
closed.
Yes, I realize
We're just
that,
saying,
but the
should we
other
hold
one to
this
come
on
back.
reserve till we hear the other one?
How much over in height is this, do you
My
remember?
understanding is that it was 0.8 feet, and I believe the other one is slightly higher than that.
Yeah, this is the one I
0.8
remember, we were
feet.
looking
No,
at the
I'm sorry,
picture.
8 inches.
We were
This is
looking
the
at
8
it
inch
saying, we're looking at it saying,
Your pen, the
if
8
that one
inches.
needs a height variance, why doesn't that one?
Correct. So this one was 8 inches, the other one is slightly higher.
And isn't it interesting if the same builder built them, how one
Same
came to light before it was CO'd, one didn't?
Who was the plans examiner on these cases?
I believe it was Becky.
This is more of an
Oh, really?
inspector issue.
And, yeah.
Correct,
that's-
it's the plans, the plans are approved, then it's, something in the field happens where somehow it's built
You'd think they
taller
would
than it
both,
should
like
be.
the same guy, inspector would be out there going, shh, shh, oh, this one's good, this one's not. Instead, one gets a CO, one doesn't.
They don't get caught until the plans examiner requires a final survey, at which point that's caught.
But like my point
Well,
is that one was
the
caught and
deed
one
is
wasn't.
already done.
The houses,
Yes.
the houses are identical. One gets caught and one doesn't, that's my point. They're identical and right next to each other. So presumably they're ask Pavarotti so we get a new tenor.
So,
Referral. Yep.
Next.
okay, I have no update on
What a great
377.
What a great name. Endo Donati.
We need a motion to put it on a referral.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joe.
Somebody make a motion.
Go, Joe, Joe.
I'm kind of anxious just to deny it. That's, like, I'll defer to my colleagues. What good is it gonna do to, how are you gonna get this guy in here?
Well, why don't we wait a little bit, because it would be better to, we would draft a better decision if we took them as a whole, I feel like. But like, I don't disagree that, you know, if nothing's moving on that thing, 3 months into next year.
And well, I've got a funny feeling that what's gonna happen is you're not gonna get anybody coming in. This is gonna wind up in court. They're not gonna do it. Although, in order to bring the case, you've gotta show harm. Harm is, when,
our
how long
denial.
does it take them? No. The harm is when the CO is revoked.
Yeah, as I said, our denial of
Yeah,
the review.
so how long does it take them to revoke the CO?
It might actually have been done. If Becky is back this afternoon, we can ask her.
So why don't we just keep it on the,
Just for the moment.
yeah, just, and check on it at the end of January.
Okay.
This one is already before us, and it's damaged goods.
Right, but what he's saying is, if they revoke the CO in the other house right away, we're gonna know very soon, because that homeowner's gonna file a lawsuit against the builder.
You
And
hope.
we just feel like we'd like to know that.
Yeah, if the
as we
builder
go along.
is, if the builder's still in business.
We'll
They're
know more.
exclusive. They're
We'll
exclusive
know
of
more.
each other.
How do you know that?
Well, if you deny this, won't
is
they file
Oh,
against
you
the
mean the
builder right
cases
away
itself?
too?
But we'd
They're
like
probably
to
gonna,
know.
I would assume they're gonna do 78.
I
That's probably
personally,
the reason they would try.
I don't see there's any
That's
harm
my
in
2 cents.
leaving it on here right now. Their house is already built. And I would
So
feel
the-
better knowing a little more.
I don't think we're gonna know anymore.
Okay, I wouldn't mind
So,
seeing how it
so,
played out a little.
so, if you wanna bring it to a head, then deny it.
That's what
That's all.
in order to
But
And
once-
then
but
let
we
them
have
do
to write
whatever
a
they
denial-
wanna do.
But we have to write a denial decision then.
Okay, so
I wouldn't
then,
mind knowing a little more, whatever.
what are you gonna know? And who's going to inform us
Put it this
about?
way, so they revoke the other CO. We're gonna see what the parties do then.
Well, once you
We file a
revoke,
78, and we're gonna see the 78 and what the argument is and before we draft ours. No, they could look.
For this one, we'll see the 78. They're not gonna. Well, they
No,
might
for
be-
the other one.
Do you think they might actually?
I think the minute they revoke the CO,
But wouldn't, they would have to, they'd have to exhaust administrative remedies, so they would have to challenge the
determination.
yeah, good
with
point,
us.
good point.
So they have to.
I'm
come-
just saying, we would know a little bit more when we draft our denial if we knew what was gonna happen. But that's just how I am. We can
All
deny
right,
it too, I mean.
Joe, you wanna make a motion?
Yes, I would move. Just for the record,
Guys.
I was absent that day, but I did watch the live stream and I did listen to testimony. So I feel comfortable that I could make a decision. I move that case 572 of 2023 to maintain the dwelling be denied,
The height,
the height.
Okay.
all right.
That's right. And that 573, the special exception for the cabana and outdoor kitchen can be granted with whatever usual conditions we impose on that.
Hold it.
Second.
Just a thought. So if you deny the dwelling,
Yeah.
but
Are you
you
allowed to have a
approve
cabana
a
without a
cabana with an outdoor kitchen on a dwelling that you just
No, you
denied,
can't. Remember, we had that.
I don't think you can do that.
We had someone come in literally for a cabana
You gotta
on a
deny
piece
the
of
whole
land.
thing.
Okay.
Remember that?
Wait,
in
wait.
We can
Nayland?
dismiss that one without prejudice.
Yes.
If
Okay.
you would like, so then they could
Okay.
refile.
That's better.
So-
All right,
Thank
go
you,
ahead,
Counsel.
you wanna read?
Yes,
All right.
I would like to restate my motion, and the motion would be case 572, 2024, to maintain the dwelling at overheight be denied.
No, be dismissed without prejudice.
Well, the first one
The
denied,
dwelling denied.
the second dismissed
Is
without
dismissed.
prejudice.
Wait a minute. Oh, you're talking
She
about
was
the
talking
cabana?
first-
Yeah, he was on the-
Yes, he was
Okay.
talking about the home.
Okay,
And that case 573, the cabana be dismissed without prejudice.
second, all in favor? Any opposed?
That's gonna force
No,
a move.
I'll force somebody's hand. Okay.
If, the next case we have an update on, kind of, case 620-24, page 2. I believe at the last hearing, there was a letter presented by the property owner, and the tenants were going to be out of the house in January, so I believe the board wanted to hold it for a bit.
Hold on. Motion.
Number 572 and 573, I would respectfully request that we withdraw those motions. To
Second.
reconsider,
All in favor? Motion is considered withdrawn.
Okay. So, no, I appreciate that.
That was a good idea.
Case 620, that one, the last time we discussed, there was a letter from the applicant's agent that the tenants were to be leaving by January, so we were gonna revisit it then.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll continue to hold it.
Okay?
Yep.
631 and 632 of 2024 in Oceanside, property 3102 Royal Avenue. I inspected that. There is absolutely no problem with the shed. With respect to vehicles, they were removed. There were just 2 there when I inspected, and they were registered, and they were fine. And the picket fence, absolutely no problem there. It's on a dead end. When you come out, you can see straight through that fence. So I move to grant this.
Second.
Whose application is that, Joanne?
631 and
What's the
632. Altaf.
I said
Oh,
631.
she wants you to mispronounce the name.
It's a hard name.
Altaf Masalawala.
Did you want the fence to be temporary or?
No, permanent.
Okay.
Permanent.
But permanent,
With-
but make sure
right,
you
right.
articulate the picketness of it.
Yeah, it's see-through.
And
Oh,
height.
100%.
See, that's the
4
only
foot
why
high.
temporary
That's what I
grants
agree.
good, so they
So they
don't
keep
change.
checking it,
Yeah.
So
yeah?
then
So the
do
next guy.
Temporary, we'll do
I agree.
Temporary.
I like see-through.
Yeah.
It's
Second.
100% see-through.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I went there last night.
How are we doing on 365?
Masalawala. Oh, like a masalawala, because that is what it is. Remember Ralph Macchio?
Anything on 365 to 368?
Yes.
Good Lord, you guys get.
Go ahead. What do we got?
We received an email from Mr. Macchio that the fire sprinkler and the fire alarm systems are complete. They have a tentative date with the fire marshal inspection date of January 2nd at 10:30 for both systems.
And after that, if that happens on time and it is approved, do they start actually working on that day? Do they flip the switch and the system is
Is
working?
it operational?
Yeah.
Operational, like that.
Continue to hold until hopefully the next
Yeah.
meeting we'll be able to dispose.
John, when's the word of the day? Remember they used to tease me?
Okay. Anything on 706, 707, Joe? Joseph? 706, 707?
Where am I?
Get a chance to inspect?
1 Washington Street.
I did. That was fine. Yep.
C. SEE, space, capital C, capital C.
What did we have to amend the caption? Remember?
Coleridge.
I know. That's what I was
Coleridge
saying.
has two O's.
I move that case 704, 706. in-
706, 707.
He must be
Yeah, what did I
separating.
do? I can't help, I'm left-handed.
Okay, so much.
Is that with the condition that it remain open?
Yes. I move that we granted with the roofed-over porch remain open and the 6-foot-high fence photo of the dwelling.
Temporary.
That was temporary. 5 years with the usual fence conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Keep you busy.
Merry Christmas to me.
All right, 712 and 714.
I do have an update.
Go ahead.
The attorney reached out, I believe last week. They immediately filed for the non-conforming, so they're on their way.
Which case?
Okay.
712
12
to
to
714.
14.
So they, and he gave me the application number and everything, so they are working on it. All
Okay.
right? And then, I don't know if anyone has an update on 310.
Yeah, I inspected it before we ever heard it. I'll inspect it again. I appreciate it.
PRP?
I'm sure I went to see this, but now it's been so
It's
long I
right off, it's
forgot.
by the beer garden, right off the,
Jeez, I never heard of that.
right off the Beach Street.
Administrative?
Okay, we have a request for administrative review and modification. The board granted a case back in the spring, and it was to construct a new house. Subsequent to our grant, the applicants changed the plans.
How, in what way?
No, the lot area actually went down a little bit, but there were additional bedroom, there was one additional bedroom that was granted, or,
Building
drawn.
department saw it after.
Building department saw it. So again, no variances were enlarged, no new variances were triggered, so it's just a matter, I believe.
What variance do we need to amend?
So we just need to amend the condition well, we need to amend two things. In our decisions, we specify which plans were looked at,
Okay,
so
we need to amend that.
we correct,
To
that
cite
needs to
to
be
the
amended.
correct.
And we also need to just, it's basically the same condition, but condition 5 reads, there shall be no bathrooms on the subject premises other than those depicted on the building plan, marked as 3, which has since been changed. So it's some simple modification.
Okay, so we don't need to even have a motion, or we do?
We do need to have a motion, because we need to.
What's the case number?
It's case 324.
Regard to case 324 of 2024, Abram and Daniela Roden. The property is 955 Cranford Avenue, Valley Stream. I move that we grant the administrative request outlined by council.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I meant the administrative request. The items requested in the administrative request.
Patrick? Joseph? Are they timely?
Timely, they have to go to town board.
When was the grant?
Granted 5/22/24.
Is it to pick up the permit then?
Well, it's an auto repair shop, so it needs town board.
But what do they need more time to do?
To get town board
Pick
approval.
up the permit?
To get town board approval. That takes a bit.
But is that the approval to town board to pick up a permit?
That we grant them a 1-year extension of time.
Second?
Second.
All in
So
favor?
is that a year to pick up a permit after they go to the town?
Aye, aye,
The
aye,
year to
aye,
pick up a permit.
aye,
Right.
yes,
So-
signore.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Here to pick up the permit from today.
From today.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they have to go to town board first.
yes.
I just meant, what is our technical grant of a year,
Oh.
to do what? A year to
So-
pick up a permit, not a year to go to
Christina.
town board.
Got
This
it.
one is-
That's all I was asking. I'm just trying to clarify.
I understand, but it confused me.
It all confuses me.
Yes. Yeah, 630 Old Country Road. Yeah, it's becoming like an indoor, like malls are now becoming indoor amusement parks.
Oh, 630 is Roosevelt Field. Where are you? Where are we drinking? I move we adjourn, we close the hearing and reconvene at 2 o'clock today.
All in favor?
Aye.